So Denso just looked at the global chip shortage, looked at their balance sheet, and said, 1.3 trillion yen, let's just buy the problem.
That's not buying the problem, Nate. That's buying the solution. Vertical integration. They want the silicon before anyone else can touch it.
I know what it is. I'm just saying the number is...
Enormous. Yes. And Rohm's stock agrees. Also, Uni first jumped today on a rumor from, quote, precisely nowhere.
Vibes-based investing. Truly, we've peaked. The rundown.
Okay, 73 million, all stock. USA Rare Earth picking up Texas Mineral Resources. Small deal, big subtext.
Critical minerals consolidation before the regulatory wave hits. That's not a deal. That's a positioning move.
It's basically two companies deciding to be one company before Washington decides to make that a very good idea.
Smart. Boring ticker. Smart move. Next.
Royal Cup acquires Farmer Brothers Coffee. Two legacy commercial coffee distributors, now one slightly larger legacy commercial coffee distributor.
I have nothing clever to say about that. Two old brands, one pot.
The episode title literally said the coffee industry got percolated, and I think that's already doing the most.
Moving on before I make a grounds joke, Sphere 3D absorbing Cathedra Bitcoin, all stock crypto infrastructure.
Absorbing. That's the right word. Cathedra just kind of disappears into the sphere.
Doubling down on crypto infrastructure right now is either visionary or a cry for help.
Probably both.
Quantum computing buys Nucrypt for $5 million.
5 million. That's a rounding error in most deals we cover.
And yet, quantum communications capabilities bolt on, technology stack growing. Sometimes 5 million is the right 5 million.
I'll believe it when I see what they actually do with it. But sure, 5 million, sure.
Okay, the one I actually want to talk about, Accenture and Ookla.
UBS called it a textbook AI era bolt-on, buying the data and insight layer before competitors even clock how valuable network intelligence is going to be.
That's the move. You don't buy the AI application, you buy the thing the AI needs to be smart.
Accenture just keeps quietly eating the infrastructure layer, and nobody panics because it's Accenture.
If McKinsey did this, everyone would write a think piece.
3 think pieces and a Senate hearing.
And now everyone's ignoring it because consulting firms doing M&A is apparently not interesting.
It should be more interesting.
It really should. Okay, we need to get into the Denso story because a trillion yen chipmaker bid deserves more than 30 seconds.
A lot more. That one has layers. The big one.
Okay, so 1.3 trillion yen. I just want to sit with that number for a second.
That's roughly $8.7 billion at current rates, which, yes, is a lot of money for a chipmaker that most people outside of automotive circles have never heard of.
Rohm is not a nobody, though. Auto-grade semiconductors, power devices, the stuff that goes into EV drivetrains. Denso knows exactly what they're buying.
That's the whole thesis, right? Denso looks at their supply chain, they see the chip shortage chaos from the last few years still fresh in everyone's mind, and they decide, we are not going through that again. We're just going to own the supply.
Classic vertical integration. It's not flashy strategy, it's not even new strategy, but executed at this scale in Japan across sectors, that's genuinely significant.
Here's where I push back a little. Denso is an automotive supplier. Rohm is a semiconductor company. Those are very different operational DNA profiles. You don't just acquire a chipmaker and suddenly know how to run a fab.
I mean, that's a fair point, but also, isn't that always the fear with vertical integration plays? And yet Sony buying into semiconductors, Toyota building out its battery supply chain.
Those took years to show any coherence.
Right, exactly. Years. I'm not saying it's smooth. I'm saying the strategic logic is airtight, even if the execution risk is real.
The stock reaction tells you the market believes the premium is warranted. Rohm popped hard on this. Shareholders are not complaining.
Nobody who owns Rohm right now is having a bad week, let's put it that way.
What I find genuinely interesting is the timing. You've got geopolitical pressure to regionalize chip supply. You've got EV demand still growing despite the noise. And you've got Japanese conglomerates sitting on cash looking for somewhere to deploy it. Denso just connected every single one of those dots in one move.
It's the kind of deal that looks obvious in retrospect and nobody did it until now. Those are my favorite deals, honestly.
Mine too. Though I reserve the right to change my mind when I see the actual deal filings come out of Tokyo, which, if this hardens into a formal bid, should happen before the weekend.
So watch that space.
Very much watch that space. And speaking of watching spaces, we've got a couple of deals today where the real story is not the deal itself, but what the deal is signaling about where money is flowing. Critical minerals, crypto infrastructure, quantum.
The little deals that are actually big deals.
Exactly. Let's get into it. Voices.
Okay, so UBS called the Ookla acquisition a textbook AI era bolt-on. Textbook. Like they're grading Accenture's homework.
I mean, they're not wrong though. You're buying the data and the insight layer before anyone else figures out that network intelligence is actually valuable. That's a real move.
It's a real move, yes, but textbook is doing a lot of work there. Every analyst called every acquisition textbook in 2021, and half of them were dumpster fires.
Fair, I'll give you that. Although Ookla specifically, the underlying data asset there is genuinely hard to replicate. That one I believe.
Sure. Now, the one that had me actually laughing out loud?
The UniFirst thing.
The UniFirst thing. No deal, no filing, no comment, just, and I'm quoting the gossip here, vibes and volume.
The stock just moved on the whisper, which one analyst actually framed it as a reminder that rumors carry serious pricing power right now. A single whisper is worth basis points.
A single whisper. In this market. That's not an observation, that's a warning.
It's both. It means sentiment is so primed for consolidation that the rumor does half the deal's work before anyone's signed anything.
Or it means someone's playing the tape and we're all watching them do it.
Also possible.
And then there's the Australian battery story. Industry folks are calling 2026 the year of the hybrid asset. That Hanworth Best deal, 1.2 gigawatts.
That's not a bolt-on. That's a statement.
Right, battery storage M&A is accelerating and nobody's leading the coverage on it yet.
Someone should. Speaking of things nobody's leading coverage on, Denso just dropped a 1.3 trillion yen offer on Rohm, and we need to talk about what that actually means for the chip supply chain. Spill the tea.
Okay, so UniFirst, Thursday afternoon, stock just takes off.
On nothing. Literally nothing. No filing, no press release, no anonymous source with even a shred of credibility.
Just vibes and volume, which honestly is the most 2025 sentence I've ever said.
Someone on a forum sneezed in the direction of Sintas, and suddenly there's a 3% move.
Market observers are out here saying a single whisper is worth basis points. And they're right, that's the insane part. That's not wrong.
It's not wrong, it's just depressing. Because now every speculative nothing burger gets priced like it's a term sheet.
To be fair, Cinta's buying UniFirst would make total sense. Uniform services, massive overlap, obvious synergies. I'd write that pitch deck.
You'd write any pitch deck?
I would, and it would be beautiful. But yes, unconfirmed.
Meanwhile, Day One Biopharmaceuticals is doing the exact same thing. Stock keeps creeping up on takeover chatter that has yet to produce an actual offer from an actual human being.
Day One has been the biotech world's favorite tease for what feels like 6 months now.
At some point, the rumor is the product.
That's a business model, vibe-based valuation.
I'm trademarking that.
You won't.
I won't. But someone should regulate this.
Someone should. No one will. Anyway, speaking of things that are actually real and actually enormous,
The Denso news.
1.3 trillion yen with a T.
We need to talk about what Denso is actually trying to do here, because it's not just a chip acquisition. There's a whole vertical integration story underneath this.
And it's a good one. Tomorrow's radar.
Okay, so tomorrow, Sotera Health, 25 million shares, nearly $382 million, settling Thursday. Warburg and GTCR are both trimming.
Which tells you everything. When two PE sponsors are heading for the exit at the same time, that's not portfolio management. That's a verdict.
I mean, or it's just the lockup math working out.
Maya, come on, both of them, same week.
Fine, I'll give you that one. Also watching the new Veen fund mergers, BXMX and DIX folding into SPXX, effective March 30th. Quiet on the surface, but I want to hear if any dissident shareholders start making noise before then.
And then there's Denso Rohm. If that bid hardens into something formal, Tokyo regulators are going to be filing paperwork faster than a shredder running backwards.
That's a terrible analogy.
I know, I heard it as I said it.
Speaking of things nobody saw coming, we need to talk about uni first because that story is genuinely unhinged.